Wild Wings Golf Club in Woodland, California. The first hole is like all the holes, very wide open. There is some water. There is mental hurdles for you. The first hole has water all down your left-hand side, one barren tree. I took kind of a crazy line, cut the corner, and I got my yardage confused. And I don't know if there was wind or not, but I hit a 60-degree wedge over this green, but was really proud of my hands that I displayed right there, working on the 58-degree wedge. And you can kind of see it's just like a flat country design of a course, but extremely fun. And these are the courses that I think get overlooked. The greens are a little bit slower. It's the winter, but that is a fun opening hole, and it's a hole that I think a lot of people can open with a birdie. The second hole is about $140, and it's just straight away. There might be a little bit of a hazard to the right. There's sand to the right. I caught that super thin, straight out the gate, no warm-up. And the trick to this second hole is you do not want to be above the pin. As you can tell, there's a huge slope, and I always assume when you're going downhill, the putts are going to be a little bit faster and more break. Well, that one was slow. It did have break. I think I had a fairly good line, and then I hit the dreaded 3-putt because I was kind of in a weird log jam between a twosome and a four. My mind was in a bad place. Third hole is a really neat hole. It runs across country orchards, and there is a little bunker you have to carry. I carried the bunker. This 8-iron got caught in the rough, and it was just kind of a rough go for me. Not quite all the way there. And I'm really, really happy with the way I'm performing with this 58-degree wedge. It wasn't the distance I wanted. It's a very straightaway hole, but it was a good shot. And now I can use that to add to my feel. I had a long par putt, and I didn't convert. Terrible angle, but I made bogey. Fourth hole is a par 5. As you can see, I was kind of swiping the balls, kind of standing up. Not very good swings today. And there's water all down your right-hand side, so you have to hit a forced carry. You have to get the ball in the air. That was a really bad 3-wood swing. That was like a really bad one. When I watched that back, I was like, man, that's terrible. So that's the water you can hit your ball into down the right. To the left, you can hit your ball into someone's orchard. 2 fairly bad shots, but they stayed in play, and then I hit a really good pitching wedge, about $130 into the wind. And you're about to see where it went to. It went to right here. There's a bunker that protects the green, but fairly straight and wide open. I thought I made that for birdie, and I converted. So, par. This hole is really cool. I hit a great drive off the tee. This is my 8-iron, which I just barely got there. It's a really cool hole to pick your line that you're going to take. There's a bunker that protects it. That's where I hit my 8-iron to because I was playing through people. My lone birdie of the day. Go me, I got a birdie. I hope this was a par 5 because if it wasn't, things got weird. Once again, kind of struggled to find the face of the club with the driver. Did catch it well enough to get it just out there. Things were really wet, so it didn't get too funky. I fixed my lie because it was just really wet and crappy, but it didn't really matter because I wasn't striking the ball particularly well. This hole has a concept where if you hit that speed slot, you can have a really short approach into this par 5. I hope it was. Now there's a hazard on your right-hand side, and it's going to want you from the angle I was at to hit a cut. There's one lone bunker. It's a very precision iron play, and with new irons, pretty fun to play this. Had this chip for birdie. Didn't read it that well, but the speed and the pace was good, and then converted for a par. So rather ho-hum hole. That's the hazard that you could hit into on the last hole. This from the blue tees is a pretty tricky hole because depending on where your tee location is, the hole can be completely obscured and you can just be hitting to the middle of the green. I got lucky the tees were moved up a little bit so I could play a better shot. I tried to get a 7-iron there, 175. I think the wind hurt me, but really what hurt me was the minute it hit, it stopped. And I'm going to be very happy with a par because that's one of the hardest holes on the golf course. It's a very tricky hole. And to leave that hole with a par, it's a very good feeling. What I like is they make the most of this golf course with what it is. This is a great hole, this par 5. There's water all down your right-hand side. And from the blue tees, you basically are 60 yards behind the whites. And now as you get closer to the green, there's water all down your left-hand side or hazard. So you can't miss right off the tee and you can't miss left on your approach. It's definitely an interesting concept. I'm trying to be a smarter golfer, so I missed out to the right. The sound of that pitching wedge didn't sound lovely, but it was a good result. I'm really liking these Shrexon irons. That's how narrow of a target it is. If you go left, it's going to get funky. Some really beautiful views at this course. I really enjoy just looking and walking, and the vibe of this course is really fun. So if you just enjoy fun golf, it's a really good place to play. Totally read it right. Just winter golf, green's a little slow, and it just didn't go for me. But I'm not going to be mad at that par because that is a hole where things can get out of control very quickly, and I think I managed it very well. The 9th hole, not unlike East Lake and Pasatiempo, ends with a par 3, and it is a forced carry water shot. It's kind of like the most dramatic hole on the course where you could hit it into the parking lot, the water, or someone's house. Tons can go wrong. Not a lot can go right. I hit an 8-iron over the bunker. I think it was about 155, and just learned these clubs, and I was so happy with this chip. I'm not sure this chip would work out on other courses that are more firm, but I just hit that 58-degree wedge. It hit the fringe and ran down it, and there's a par. Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.